Happy Day After Mola Monday, everybody, and welcome to this week's Hall of Trials video. This week we'll be tackling Nilgal, which is a very RNG heavy fight, but this team should pretty consistently get you to Dagger Sicar levels. First and foremost, no thief heroes on your team. They just will not work well, and you can't use things that heal you based on the damage you do, like no lifesteal, no bloodstone, things like that. Knight heroes are granted 30% more damage and effectiveness, and who cares, they just don't do as much damage as Sirmia. And most importantly, you get a 75% damage boost when the boss is inflicted with blind during the break phase. Actually during all phases, but especially important during the break phase. So make sure you pack a good blind unit. Arbiter Vildred would work great, except he's a thief. Rylet would work great, except he's a thief. So we're going to go with Fire Litica, who does surprisingly well in this fight because Nilgal can also be controlled on the CR bar, and Flitika's great, or Fire Litica's great at that. But first, let's look at our girl Sirmia. I put Sirmia on my best damage rage set. She only needs 85% crit chance because Nilgal is a green unit. Even though she's not a knight, the really high damage stats combined with elemental advantage makes up for that 30% pretty quickly. The closest damage knight I could find was Charles, and he just didn't cut it. You want to make sure she has her S1EE on for extra chances to double hit, and I run her on the Cruel Mischief artifact for maximum damage. Next on the team is my blind unit. We're running Fire Litica for this. I also put her on an extreme damage set. I maybe could have put a little more tankiness on her, but honestly the damage output is so high, I don't think it matters. Her S3 has skill null, and that's important to keep her alive. Her S2 has got a 100% chance to blind. I put her on the EE that gives her a little extra damage from her S1, and I put her on the Song of Stars artifact because target will boost your damage. Again, she's a fire unit, so you only need 85% crit chance. A little more effectiveness might have helped out at the end. Third unit, I'm using a Camilla built for damage. I put her on my third best rage set. I gave her Benimaru's Tachi, but something that I forgot is Benimaru's Tachi doesn't proc when you have debuffs, so sincerely, you might want to consider building her on an effect res build. Get 200% effect res, and Benimaru's Tachi is a lot more consistent. Her damage isn't so much that it's really worth having her attack buff shut down. Kitty Clarissa, I put on the front line. I put a lot of tankiness on her to help her survive. I've got her on her S1EE. It heals proportional to health, so it will work. It's not a damage heal, and that'll help keep Sirmia healed. I put her on Warhorn for a little bit of extra damage, but you may want to consider Nostalgic Music Box for some survivability. Here's how the team works. At the start of the fight, Nilgal drops his poison bomb. Kitty Clarissa can use her S3 to clear all the poisons. Now notice the CR bar. Whenever you do a non-attack skill, the egg sacs push up, and those egg sacs will strip buffs. Also, every time you use a non-attack skill, watch Nilgal. His ultimate goes up a notch, so be careful about abusing non-attack skills. I have no idea why I used her S3 here. The S1 would have been a safer way to enter the break phase. Now we don't have the target debuff, which will lower damage a little bit, but Litica starts out with the blind, and then she'll cycle around and we'll get target up. And now what we're looking for is the double hits from Sirmia. I don't think if you have attack buff, it's worth changing it for greater attack buff. There's the double hits. The difference between attack buff and greater attack buff's not enough damage to make up for the lost attack. Litica applies target, and more importantly, that S3 gives herself a skill null. Man, those double hits sure are juicy. Can we get one more? Nope, that's it. It's the last hit, so it's not worth transforming Kitty. We'll save that for cleansing. This does minimal damage to my units because of the skill null. Now every time you hit Nilgal, he does self-push. That jump in actually worked against us a little bit, but Kitty will transform, cleanse off all the debuffs. Nilgal gave himself a skill null, so we can take care of that with Kitty. Nice double hit, we take those. We're so close to killing him, I'm going to go ahead and put the attack buff on Sirmia, hope for a defense break. No defense break. But we got the double hit, so that puts us into the second break phase.
Clarissa wants to play. Meow. Meow, meow.
On my way. Shall we get going?
It's really early in the fight. I know I said there wasn't that much of a difference between attack buff and greater attack buff, but we've got a lot of rounds left. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It's probably not a good idea, but I want to see big numbers, so we activate greater attack buff.
Is it time to draw my sword?
We get blind established. Got it. Okay, so give me double hits. Come on, show me some double hits. Make me feel good about the greater attack buff. Yeah, there we go. Another one? Yeah! Now we're doing some damage. We can get a target debuff. Okay, target debuff. I'm going to go ahead and transform because I think I can get 1 or 2 more hits in.
This is the start. Meow. Meow, meow.
On my way.
Big hits. Ooh, a double hit.
What fool dares to challenge me?
Okay, I think we got enough double hits. I feel good about that greater attack buff.
Stay calm and think rationally.
Maybe I shouldn't have transformed Kitty, though. Now I have no way to cleanse all this BS. Yeah, no defense break. Defense break would have been great there. Okay, we'll push Nilgal to the back of the line. And he 15%ed the pushback.
Enough.
That might have just ended the run. Yep.
You've got a long way to go.
Sturmy would still be alive. This defense break into Sturmia, God, we would have cleared this. 15%ed on the pushback. That's tragic. Well, this pretty much ends the run for me. 13.9. I think with that, I think we would have cleared easily with the Sturmia. Yeah, we would have easily cleared with the Sturmia hit. This would have been a 15 million point run. But you know what? We only need 10 million for Dagger Sicar, so we go ahead and take the 13.9. That's a pretty solid score. In fact, it's the #1 score, so I guess I've got nothing to really complain about. I could sit here for a few hours and try to get RNG to line up just right for a full clear, but I think that's enough. I hope this video helps you guys with your Dagger Sicar clear. I know my units had really heavy gear on, but I'm 3.9 million above threshold, so you can have a lower gear threshold and still be able to clear Dagger Sicar with this team, I believe. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. If you need to regear for this, remember next weekend is the last weekend of the month, so it's a guaranteed free Unequip. So maybe wait until Friday when it's free regear and bang this out when it's cheap and easy. Now, I know some of you might not have come here for Dagger Sicar. Some of you may already have that achievement knocked out, and you're just looking for a fast, easy, consistent SSS+ team that you can run on full auto. Well, we'll go ahead and take care of that with pretty much this exact same team, but we're going to make one simple change to it. First, for the people jumping, a quick recap. No thieves. You can't do healing from lifesteal or bloodstone. Knights do extra damage, who cares? And you need a blind unit. So here's the change from the manual team that we showed earlier for Dagger Sicar. We ditch Kitty Clarissa and we add in a standard RTA version Sinful Angelica. Get her ER as close to 200 as possible. I could have turned on her imprint, but I wanted the extra damage. Her EE doesn't really matter. I gave her Celestine for a little of extra healing. The other units are exactly the same as in the first half, but I'll recap real quick. It's a high damage Camilla with Benimaru's Tachi. Again, I think if you run an ER Camilla, you'll have more success in this because Tachi doesn't proc when you're wearing a debuff. So consider running a 200 ER1 even at the sacrifice of damage. Fire Lytica, I build her on damage. You don't have to for the full auto, but I think it helps. Give her the Song of Stars artifact for target debuff, and make sure she's on her S1 EE for extra damage if you go with the damage build. And last is the same Sturmia from part 1. Just put your best damage gear possible on her. Doesn't have to be this high end. Trust me, this is a pretty easy SSS+. Have her on her S1 EE for chances of double hits, and give her Cruel Mischief artifact for maximum damage. And that's all there is to it. So here's the run. First thing you want to do is make sure Sirmia and Camilla's skills are turned off for the entire fight. You don't want them wasting time with skills that don't give you the chance to double hit or dual attack. Singelica starts out with a cleanse, and even if you don't get this double hit, Lidica would have pushed us into the break phase. Lidica does her S3, giving herself skill null and a target debuff. And now we're just looking for the double hits. Haven't gotten any yet. Yeah, we got one.
Nice. There's no
Now we get a blind, so we're doing extra good damage. Hey, we got another double hit. So we're right around 4 million coming out of stage 1. We only need 4.5 million to clear SSS+, so I think you see how clean and easy this is going to be. We got a target debuff. And that pushes us into the second break phase at SSS. One hit. Target debuff, we're at SSS+ already. 5 million, we're 1 million points above SSS+. We're 2 million points above SSS+.
eternal sleep. On my way.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Maybe you slow Singelica down a little bit so she doesn't waste that skill inside of the break phase. So there you go. 4.5 million is Dagger Sicar. This got 7.9 million. I think that illustrates just how much lower quality your gear can be and be successful here. So you don't have to regear a whole bunch for it, but if you want to, go for it this weekend. Free Unequip guaranteed the last weekend of every month, so we will have free Unequip starting Thursday. Hope this team helps you get a quick and easy SSS+ from Nilgal. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to join my Discord, especially if you're looking for a new guild. And as always, like and subscribe. Have a great one, everybody.